So as soon as we all stand up and take responsibility, then we'll begin to see the change that we want. Like he rightly said, that's the inclusiveness we're talking about in nation building, your civic rights, your civic responsibilities to the nation.
I want to ask a question based on what Mrs. Wosu just said now. So we have young people that are voting, and we still have the issue with empowerment, financial empowerment of the youth in Nigeria. But then somehow they have money to vote for a reality TV show. How do you balance that?
Yeah. One of the biggest characteristics of nation building is sacrifice. Sacrifice, empathy. When there is empathy, you are not looking at who is stripping your voice. You are looking at the ways and manner with which you will enter there. You will be part of the change you want to see. When you have that sense of sacrifice, you'll be part of anything, any virtue, any idea. The NSAS issue, I'm still coming to the NSAS. Everybody was angry. Everybody was in their support because of police brutality. Note, police brutality. But the approach with which they went in the whole thing became politicized and they failed. That was not a youthful revolution. The best way to drive a youthful revolution in democracy is the inclusiveness we are talking of, political inclusiveness, political participation. Nobody is going to force you. There is voters' apathy that I've left to people laying back that I don't want to vote. Because the Nigerian youth does not even understand what the social contract. That he has a contract between himself and the state. The state, by extension, the leaders. Who is coming to you to seek your vote? Have you asked him the necessary question? Have you had agreement with him? Written or unwritten, that when I vote for you, we are going to get this. So they see it that, okay, it's a wasted effort. What is the need of me going to vote? But the same question is, the book of lamentation is not supposed to be in the Bible because of anybody. We should be talking of solutions. Learn to make the sacrifice to stand up for yourself, your family, and the larger society. A lot of these great minds are mentioning today. They never had it rosy. They never had free education. If Professor Chinachebe explained, I watched one of his interviews, how he got the manuscript of Things Fall Apart after 6 months to be typed with a typewriter in Lagos back to the village he was living in the east. Not even him getting to Lagos. He had to send it. You can imagine, but he had a dream. There was an identity. He was pontifying. He was pointing out something. He was driving at a point. You understand? That is what she is talking about. That is why I'm aligned with her thoughts. That Nigeria, we must have what our Excellency call a common song. If we agree that this is the Nigeria we want, then all of us should work for it from the cradle, from the family to the larger society, across the economy. We are talking of politics now. We're not talking of companies, businesses, even the establishment where you are working. Represent the good you want to see in anywhere you are. You understand? So the apathy of voters, to me, is deliberate in Nigeria because it's like we are now running a hopeless society. They've given up. 25 years old. I was 25 years old when I did my NYSC. But at 26, I was a regional manager in Freedom Group of Company. That was what took me for the first time to cross Kogi State to the north. You understand? So it's not so there are some things that if we use our personal examples, we will be here lamenting.
All right, so to end the lamentation, let us look at...
Oh, sorry, do you mind if I just say one thing, just really quickly? Yes. On the point they've raised, you know, and I just want to state that there is a role for people to take in their own personal lives. But disenfranchisement is a very serious thing.
It is.
Apathy doesn't come from nowhere. I mean, we run the risk of making it look as if there's something particular with Nigerian young people that just makes them especially, weird. And there's something about the Nigerian youth, not knowing that circumstances do play a role in people's lives. You talk about apathy. And the truth about it is that the reason why, it's not really clear, why we keep on expanding emotionally anyway as a country, we keep on expanding the age for youths, and we have ministers of youths that are well over 50 and stuff, because there's something about it that people at 40 still feel like they haven't passed that youth stage. There's the hopes and the dreams of a youth, they are still holding on to it because of the apathy. The difference that apathy is coming from consistent disenfranchisement. So yes, I mean, a lot of people go to the Big Brother phenomenon to say yes, but that's a distraction that people have to hold on to. I mean, I'm not supporting it, but it's a distraction. And in a world where you go out, you've done everything that they told you should do. You went to school, they told you to go to school. You went to university, they told you to go to university, and you did all those things, and you came out and you can't get a job. I mean, after that, what next? And you've tried your best, you've been to, I'm not saying that it's your people should be lazy and stay back, but the apathy is coming from somewhere. I mean, look at it now. There was a time in the country where, yes, it hasn't always been rosy, but the vision of owning a home was much closer. You know, the vision of actually building a house for a family was much closer. But I dare you to walk around and ask 30-year-olds, when do you think you might actually own a house? When do you think you might stop renting? And that vision seems like a distant future. So when people have 10,000 naira in their account and they can't, no matter what they do, that 10,000 naira or keep on adding it for how many years, they can't say how they're going to buy the house, then you can understand human psychology when it's like, you know what, let me just spend 5,000 naira and buy airtime and watch this thing that takes me out of reality, because it is so bad. It is so bad. So until we as a society start to look at it and say, yes, I mean, you could always pick out bad examples and good examples. I would actually love it, yes, if the youths came together. But you also have to understand, and somebody mentioned patriotism here. I feel like that is what is patriotism, love of country. And love of country is not love of the best of country, but love of the weakest in the country. That is the true patriotism. So until those that are more fortunate, and I mean fortunate in the sense that those in power, those who have been able to garner power, look at the young people and say, I love these people more.
Okay, the issue of the Big Brother, you find out that why youth are actually voting so much, Your Excellency, is because they see justice. It's where you see what you vote, you see the result coming out the way you have voted. There's transparency. Unlike what you have in our government today, where youths go out there. Just 3 weeks ago, I was in Lagos, and I was in Marwa. The lady was complaining bitterly. She has been out since 5 a.m. to queue a young girl, to queue in Ojo Barracks area for her to get her voter's registration. And her number was 200. And they go out every day to queue. And you find out that they're being frustrated. And somehow, some big heads in Lagos are frustrating them because they have a particular interest. And they said they will not allow them. So you see that government, I mean, is frustrating our youth. And I'm saying they should wake up, they should protect them, they should give them what they require. Do you understand? Because you find out that they use them, like High Excellency said, they use them during the election. You find the youth going out there, those serving Nigeria, they go out there, they're the ones they will not force to go and manipulate. But thank God for the electoral law now, which says that everything, goes straight to the computer, and then their computer straight.
All right. So let's get to hear him in a few seconds. We need to round it up.
Government have been frustrating them. I was in Lagos.
The rush, you understand? Now that there is no, Nigeria always wait for 9 minutes. This is the same INEC that will stay from Monday to Friday. They will have 20 people to register for more than 1 year.
Youths are politically aware. That's why you have them rushing out. They're politically aware. They want to have a change.
They're not politically aware. INEC have extended it twice. But when the 1 year ago, 12 months, these same INEC workers, you understand? Now we are blaming today. We are almost idle.
They have been frustrating their efforts to register.
The youth should go on time. I had my voter's registration. I didn't have any issue because I went.
Because you have a class.
All right, so this is what we're going to do.
They're the ones being.
Thank you so much, Barrister. Barrister and Comrade Brimo. Thank you so much. So this is what we're going to do. Thank you so much.
Government have failed,
ma'am.
And we're calling on them.
So let's do it this way.
We're calling on government to do their contractual agreement with the youth.
I think exactly.
It's a collective.
So I think this is how we're going to round up. Time has gone. If I leave the gentleman and the barrister, this program will not finish, but we need to get going. Of course, our viewer needs to go as well. So looking at the Nigeria of today and tomorrow, what should the youth do? What are we not doing? And what should the government do so that we'll have some kind of balance? From today, the youth of today, the government of today, to the youth of tomorrow and the government of tomorrow.
Just to be ideologically consistent, I would say with the youth, I would advise them to maintain hope. Any society without hope is sort of doomed. For the government, I would like them to have a deep reflection into themselves. And when I mean government, I don't mean the current government in power. I mean government as a continuity, as a continuum. To look at themselves and look at their failures and look at themselves as a parent who has failed a child. And that child is now grown up with no options, with very little options in life, and is making the bad decisions. And ask themselves that for every Nigerian youth that is not doing well, that is failing, like every parent, there used to be a time in Nigerian culture where if a child does poorly in society, society looks at the parent and say, there's part of you that's responsible. The child is responsible, but the parent is also responsible. And like every other family, government is our leader, they're our father, and they have a responsibility to play in the youth's life as well. So I would say to have a look at that deep reflection and to understand that there's a significant portion of the responsibility, not all of it, but a significant portion that rests on their shoulders.
Thank you. So let's hear from you, ma'am.
I would say that our youth should rise up. Our youth should take responsibility. Yes, the government had failed us, our leaders had failed us, but we've also failed ourselves. And look at some of the finest stories, some of the people that we look up to, we admire. The Oprah Winfreys, the Nelson Mandelas, the people who fought for something that we all respect and we all identify them as icons, if you will. These people never had things given to them. Most of them had abusive parents. Most of them had abusive leaders. Most of them had people who molested them, who abused them domestically and psychologically. But guess what? They rose up and took responsibility of their future. That's what I'm asking the Nigerian youth to do today.
Barrister.
Yes, I want our youth to be encouraged. Like Chief Ram said, they shouldn't be discouraged. They should have hope and believe in themselves, do what is right. And the internal government should be able to provide them with all they need. Because if you go abroad, Nigerians are doing well in the area of innovation, in the area of athletic sports and all that, in the area of medical. So they have that enabling environment abroad. So government should create that in Nigeria so that our youth will do well. And in this upcoming election, make a statement. And from there, we'll move.
All right, thank you so much. Comrade Brian.
Yeah, I want, like today is International Youth Day, they should reflect. At the age of 18, by Nigerian law, you become an adult, which means automatically you take responsibility. Your choices, your actions are inaction. From 18, you can vote and be voted for. It's not about 25 or whatever. There's role for government, there's role for family, and there's role for me as a youth, and you out there as a youth. You don't need to be in government to exemplify good leadership. It has to start from wherever you find yourself. Your place of work, the society you live in, wherever you dwell in, your immediate community you are living in. The finest minds or some great minds that have come as youth, let's even reflect on these same people. I mentioned Buhari at 34. He was president or military head of state. How old was Amechi in 1999 when he was in House of Assembly and Speaker? Till now, Amechi is still in the system. I think he's less than 60 years. Minus 23 years from 50-something years that he is. Then you know how old he was. How old? Ayim Parasayin was 40 years when he became Senate President. Dimeji Bankole was 34 years when he became Speaker. Orjus Okalu was 37 when he became governor. Governor Lucky, former Governor Lucky Benedio was 35 years when he became governor of my state, Edo State. Ibori was 37 when he became governor of Delta State. You understand? Now, what is the legacy? The man that just got freed yesterday, along with Joshua Dariye, they are all in their 56, 57 years, minus 23 years, because Joshua Dariye and John Inyame, that's what Reverend John Inyame, they just got free from Kuje. They were in their early 30s, you minus 23 from their 55 to 6 years old. You understand? These were all at least Nigerian youth who embraced the Fourth Republic in 1999. It all points down to, even if you take among these youth today, as far as we are bad, as far as we don't have that identity. We are a reflection of who we put in there. These people I mentioned, they have legacies that lies. Everybody knows how the issues that surround them. That is not pleasant. You understand? Yeah. So the Nigerian youth should, they should shift from that point of leadership should be given to me. Entitlement. That sense of entitlement is very, very wrong. We should begin to look at what am I going to bring to myself first. What you bring to yourself will be attractive to the next person around you, to the larger society.
Thank you.
You understand?
Yes,
and when given the chance, you get prepared. As I said, leadership is opportunity meet preparation. I'm always, one way or the other, I'll be prepared. And one way or the other, I meet opportunity. I catch on it. Whether I'm as a professional auditor, as a tax consultant, as an advocate, as a politician, every opportunity, now media, whatever.
Thank you so much.
I think there are a lot of responsibilities for the youth.
Responsibilities for the youth. In every building, we have a mason, we have a bricklayer, we have a carpenter. In building the nation, what role are you playing? And that is where we round up today on Talk That Talk. On WODDI Television, we'd like to appreciate our special guests that have spoken so well. Comrade Haruna Brimo, thank you so much for coming. We also have Barrister Ijoma Igboanusi. Thank you so much, ma'am. Her Excellency, Mrs. Uloma Wosu, thank you for coming. And of course, Mr. Aham Rochas, we appreciate you for coming. Please stay tuned on this channel because we have more programs coming. And on behalf of the executive producer, Her Excellency Zinaria Nyoman Kechi Rochas Okorocha, PhD, and myself, and of course the WODDI crew. My name is Delma Gogwim. Have a beautiful Youth International Day celebration. Bye-bye.